Hey beauty loving friends. I did film this look, just FYI. It was a one palette, three looks with the Blush Tribe Coral Tribe palette, so that will be coming up in the next couple of days. I still have to film looks 2 and 3 and give a general review. Um, but it's been another week's worth of makeup releases. But before I get into that, I went for dinner with my aunt Anne yesterday night, and she was saying that a young lady that I happen to know in Dublin has been looking at my videos. So I wanted to say hi, Ariana. I think you're going to be interested in one or two of the releases that have been announced this week. Another quick little announcement is if you were watching my last video, which was a get ready with me, where I was getting ready for a job interview, I have since been offered the job, accepted, resigned from my post in England, and I'm looking to move back permanently to Ireland. So it has been a whirlwind day, literally. Like, this has all just happened in one day. So let's just get straight into it. So one of the first releases that was announced this week was Baddie B Lashes have released some new lashes. They've called them the IG lashes. They say that they have mink hair, they have a flexible band, and they're reusable for $19. I won't be getting them because I don't like having false lashes that use mink hair. I prefer using synthetics. I prefer cruelty-free brands if and when possible, so I'll be passing on that. Salt New York have also released some cream face products. So they all look like they're sort of essentially a contouring palette. They haven't kind of given a huge amount of information on that. And I've also never heard of Salt New York, so I'm really interested in seeing what that will actually look like, how it will work. Focallure Beauty, which I'm not really sure if I've pronounced that right, but they have released a new Smile palette for $9.99. It is the age of the yellow eyeshadow palettes. I think this looks really quite interesting to me, but I am aware that I have the ColourPop Honey, so I don't know if this would necessarily make sense for me to get, but they do look really, really pretty. So yeah, I mean, my interest is piqued. So there is a brand called Skin Fix Inc. They have come out with a new product. They say that it helps basically correct dark spots and helps to reduce the appearance of said dark spots and minimize their visible recurrence with daily use, brighten skin tone and hydrate the skin barrier. So they have a couple of different things in them. They have exfoliators, melanin inhibitors, which kind of makes sense if they're looking to decrease darkness in a way, but also doesn't, because melanin, people with darker skin tones naturally produce melanin, so I don't know what the story is there. They say they have skin brighteners, so that includes vitamin C, which does make sense to me in terms of dark spots, etc. We know that vitamin C helps with that. And they also have skin barrier lipids. It is going to be on sale for $60, and it's available now in Sephora in the States. So I don't know where you would get that in Ireland or the UK, but it's not personally for me. I don't really have dark spots that much. My major issue is lines, and I'm planning on doing something about that in the not too distant future. Amo Cosmetics have come out with a new palette. There's no information on it, and all I can do is really speculate because I have the picture as to the general formula. Is it all mattes? Is it all shimmers? It's very difficult to tell from the picture, but what I can say is it's a green 5-pan palette, and it does seem to go from like light to dark, so it would give you the necessary depth to make a really decent monochromatic look. How much it is, I've no idea. You know me, you know my love for a green eyeshadow. I am semi-interested in that, but it will depend on a number of different things. Give Me Glow Cosmetics is of course releasing that vintage rose palette that I have had my eye on for a while, and I plan on picking that up along with the Juicy Olive palette. So I should have my fix of green palettes. I say should, but I probably won't. So I haven't heard of this brand. I don't know if you guys have heard of it either. It's called RLG Cosmetics. Never heard of them, but they have released 5 new glosses, and they seem to be in very wearable shades. There's like a dark cranberry in there, and then there's some more nudie pinks, and then a very true neutral, more brown, and then a red. I'm not a major fan of glosses because I just find like they're sticky and they're not comfortable. But you see, in order for them to work and be long lasting, they kind of have to be sticky. So it's one of those things, if you want a gloss that actually is a gloss, it is going to have those characteristics, unless they figure out something else. I don't know. So Mitchell, which I'm assuming is how I pronounce his name, we talked about him recently because he was doing a collaboration, I believe, with P. Louise, but he's also doing a collaboration with Beauty Bay. And part of what I found interesting is in the promo picture, this is for an eyeshadow palette, but he is wearing no eyeshadow. And I'm like, should you at least be wearing it to like sell it? Very strange. But it is being sold on Beauty Bay. It's a collaboration between Mitchell and Beauty Bay. So it seems to be essentially 2 eyeshadow palettes separated by a detachable mirror, not unlike the Urban Decay Back Talk, which was great in concept, but in execution it was a bit clunky and not fantastic. So this seems to be the case. Now, when I initially saw this, I was like, oh, that's interesting. It has, a warm, reddy, orangey, yellow side and a bluey side. But if you looked at it a little bit more closely, you could see there was a lot of neutrals mixed in with either side of the palette. And if you even look at, say, the blue side, there really isn't that much blue on that side. The swatches look nice. I think it's good for people who might be willing to experiment with colour but haven't really tried that much. Like, I think this could be done in a very wearable way. So they have said that it's a pressed pigment palette. So usually when it's pressed pigment, that means that it's a vegan formula. So they're not using, hate to break it to you, but most red eyeshadows have crushed beetle in it. But if you go for a vegan pressed pigment formula, they don't have that. So the consistency is a bit different. So I'm assuming, I have no information as to what that is, but I would assume that that's what's going on. They have 32 pressed pigments. They're XL pigments, apparently, XL pans, which I'm like, oh, are you trying to do a Juvia's Place here? Because that's a lot. Like, they claim it's his own formula, so I don't know if it's deviating from the previous formulas that Beauty Bay have offered, because they have their own kind of eyeshadow palettes. It has 24 mattes and 8 shimmers, and it is $36, so I would say about 32 Great British pounds, and it's going to be available on the 1st of September. They've already started advertising it on the Beauty Bay website, and I've had a little look at that, and I don't know. I don't think it's for me. I already have loads and loads of colourful palettes, and if I'm going to get a colourful palette, I want it to be a colourful palette, not a colourful palette with some neutrals popped in, because I have enough neutrals in my collection that I can find them if that's what I need. But I think it's good for somebody who's starting off. So again, there's so many different brands that I haven't heard of before that are starting out. There's a brand called Hot Ombre Cosmetics, which was apparently created by C.C. Clark Beauty, so she must be like an Instagrammer or something, and she's come out with this lip ombre thing. So there's 5 matte ombre liquid lipstick kits, with each lipstick having a double-ended aspect with 2 colours. So it's £18 individual, so to get the 2-sided lip ombre thing, or £65 for the full collection. I find the whole ombre lip to be a bit finicky, and also I have very, very thin lips, so me trying to do anything with that, trying to ombre them, I'm like, I don't have any part that I can ombre. So I think this is made for ladies and gents with very full lips who can actually do something about it, but yeah, not for me, unfortunately. So Gothic Garden Cosmetics released, or they gave us sneak peeks of two different things this week. One of the first things that they released was some swatches of these beautiful looking blushes. So they look really pretty and really wearable. So I am semi-intrigued in them. And then the second thing that they released was what they said was a blush and a highlighter, but the blush is a mint green. and I as much as I love like an out there makeup look, I'm like, I cannot make that work. I think it's interesting. It's really, really interesting. And the highlighter looks very wearable, but the mint green, I guess you could use it as like an eyeshadow, but it doesn't make sense to have like one eyeshadow in with the highlighter unless you... I'm very confused. But their packaging is super cute and really interesting. But not for me. Vanessa's Vanity released a few different things. So one of the first things they released was a new highlighter. So it seems to be this pinky lavender shift. So, and it has apparently a translucent base. That looks really interesting. And they've released another eyeshadow shade in the colour shade name, Sunset Smoothie, which is a more goldy bronze, with an almost reddish shift to it. I'm not interested in either of those at the moment, but they do look nice. Maider Makeup Labs have released two new things. So the first thing that they released was, hey, we've got some new Noble Gases collection, which looks like a duochrome eyeshadow. It's the age of the duochrome eyeshadows. Everyone seems to be releasing them. And also a coroner finishing powder, which is a weird name for it. But they're available now on their website. We have Kat Von D Beauty. Kat Von D has been releasing a lot of stuff recently. So she's known for her Lock-It foundation, and that is quite high coverage. So she basically has released a different foundation. She says it's a liquid to powder formula that sets to an airy matte finish, exclusive elastic essence effect to flex with all of your expressions in 40 shades. Excuse me. For $36 each, and they're apparently going to be available from September 2nd online with Kat Von D Beauty, and they're going to be available internationally from the 2nd of September to October 9th, but apparently in Brazil in April 2020. Yeah, I'm not supporting Kat Von D at the moment. You know, the whole anti-Semitic, anti-vaccine thing is just... no, it's a no from me. I saw this eyeshadow palette, and again I thought Revolution Beauty, because it looked so much like previous Revolution Beauty releases that I've seen, but it's actually Mecca Max, which I believe is an Australian brand. They've launched a new palette which is called the Sugar Queen Eye and Face Palette. So they say it's 15 oversized pigments for eyes, cheek and highlight in marbled pastels, wearable neutrals, versatile mattes and metallic shades, and it's available for $38 now on Mecca Max's website. There's nothing here that's interesting to me, so I mean, I think if you know me by now, you'll kind of know that's not something I'm gravitating towards. This next thing, Oh Sweet Merciful Zeus, promo pic. Yeah. Okay, I grew up on Disney. I love Disney, and Besame Cosmetics have... okay, I need to like calm a little bit, but they are releasing a Sleeping Beauty collection, and I am here for it. The outside packaging is so cute. It's like a little book, and it's on this velvety cushion, you know, like how Princess Aurora slept on the bed, and that's super cute. And you open it and it has pictures from the actual movie. And what I find interesting is, and now this is just the eyeshadow palette, if you open to the eyeshadow palette, all of the colours that are there are directly taken from the movie. If you look at the pinks and the blues, you're like, oh, that's the fairies' clothes that they wore. That green is that fairy, and that blue is the shade of Aurora's dress. And I think that's so smart and so clever. So in addition to them having that, they have the eyeshadow palette, which is $68, but you can get it with the base, that velvety thing, because why not, for $78. In addition to that, they also have a very extra mirror for $58, which is super expensive, and I'm like, I could not justify that. But you can get the palette and the mirror together for $126. Again, very expensive, but I think if you are a makeup lover and a Disney lover, this is probably the thing that is making your little heart go pitter patter, because it's really getting me. They are also releasing an Aurora translucent powder for $18. They have a Briar Rose blush palette for $35, and like, just the packaging is beautiful on them. Some of them are like little lockets. They have like that locket cream rouge for $18, and I think that's so smart. Like, it looks so cute. It's beyond just being a makeup product. It is a collectible. It's beautiful. The lipsticks made me smile, because there's $24 each, but one of the shades is called Make It Blue, Make It Pink, and it's a duochrome lipstick, and it's directly pulled from the part in the movie where the fairies are basically arguing over what colour Aurora's dress is going to be, and no, we're going to make it blue, we're going to make it pink, we're going to make it blue, we're going to make it pink. So this is just a direct homage to that, and I love that. And then the other two shades, they make sense: Sleeping Beauty Pink and Maleficent. So you can get the full collection together for $269, which is a lot of money. But in my opinion, if you have that money, that is a special little collection. That does anybody want to buy it for me? Because I'm very excited about that. I think that's amazing. That properly cheered me up this week. Then on a completely different track, Tony Moly Street, which is a fun name for a cosmetic brand, have launched their Summer 2019 collection, which is about tropical cereal, which I'm like, we're in August. Summer is over, almost. Kids are back to school next week. It's not summer anymore. You're late. But excuse me, they've released, or are releasing, 4 different things. And I think you can get these on Beauty Bay. Like, you can get Tony Moly Street on Beauty Bay. So they have these tropical cereal glitter flakes in the shades Ivory Muesli, Pink Cranberry, Orange Crush, and Brown Flakes. And they also have a tropical cereal ring blusher, tropical cereal Choco O's ball. That seems a bit gimmicky, and it reminds me a little bit of, was it the Becca collab with which one of the Kardashians? I don't know, they all mesh in to be the one person. Yeah, I'm not into that sort of. I like a pressed thing if I want like a bronzer, and a tropical cereal milk lasting fixer, which I'm assuming is a setting spray. None of these are for me. I think they're quite late if this is their summer collection. Yeah, they needed to get on their bikes a little bit earlier. YSL, so Yves Saint Laurent, have launched a new formula of their Rouge Pour Couture, the slim lipstick. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but we tried. And it comes in a slim sheer matte. So they have it in a couple of different colours. So from shades 101 to 112. They say that it's going to give a trendy blurred lip effect. It's interesting because that blurred lip effect seemed to start with Colourpop, and now people are trying to imitate them, which is interesting to see a more affordable brand being imitated by more higher end brands. They look interesting, but I'm okay for lip stuff at the moment. Stranger Things. If you're familiar with that, you will be familiar with this young lady. Her name is Millie Bobby Brown. She is one of the stars of Stranger Things. So she is announcing her own makeup collection, and she's calling it Florence by Mills. So we don't know 100% exactly what is going on in this collection, what is going to be released, but we do know that it's PETA certified and it's cruelty free and vegan. And part of what I like about it is part of the proceeds go to the Olivia Hope Foundation. So I think that's really nice. The packaging is really cute, you know, it's very minimal. They seem to have a few things like lipsticks, kind of jelly eyeshadow things, some face mists, and they say that the price range is going to be from $10 to $34. And I think that's a really nice idea, and I think it's a really nice little brand for young people. You know, if I find out that this is good, I'll probably get a few little things myself, but for the moment I'm going to wait. I want to see what the story is. But that sounds really interesting. They are going to be available August 26th. So a day or two after this video has been uploaded. So that is very interesting to me. Chanel have been on the ball with some more lip products. So they have their Chanel Rouge Allure Ink Fusion for $38 in lots of different shades. But they also have their Chanel Rouge Allure Ink Metallic for $38, again in lots of different shades. So one being, I don't want to say a matte finish, but maybe a matte to satin, who knows, but the main difference between them is the metallic finish versus a non-metallic finish. So they are apparently going to be available from September 1st on Chanel Beauty, and I'm assuming they would very shortly follow with other department stores, etc., that would stock Chanel. HipDot have been busy. They released a new palette, and when I saw this, I initially thought of the Desi Katie Francation palette that was done in collaboration with Dose of Colours, because it reminded me of that, but in a more muted way. So in this, there's 15 shades. There's 5 mattes, 5 shimmers, and 5 glitters. So that wouldn't be for everyone. I like glitters, I like shimmers, but I do think it's smart to have an almost equal mix of all of those things that you could potentially do something with. The swatches look really interesting, but I think it's a bit too muted for me. But I think it's a fun little dip of a toe in the water for people who aren't used to these sort of looks, to start on something that is a bit more neutral. I think it is nice. So BH Cosmetics have released yet another eyeshadow palette because apparently BH just doesn't sleep. They have their Take Me to Ibiza palette. So it's interesting because I look at this and I don't necessarily see what I would think of Ibiza. It's a very neutral palette with some pops of pink and blue, which I'd have thought there'd have been more blue because Ibiza being known for sun, sea, sand, I'd have thought we'd have gotten loads of goldens, blues, you know, that sort of thing. It's a big palette. It has 35 shades. It is going to be $20, which is a good price, and I think that apparently the BH Cosmetics formula is pretty decent. But the colour story does not interest me like at all. Lethal Cosmetics have just been really at it the last while. They started off at the week kind of going, hey guys, we haven't forgotten about you guys who love neutrals, so here you go. And they showed this picture and they said, we have 3 new staple shades for your everyday looks. Trespass is a rich maroony brown, Midway is a true neutral beige, and Pilgrim is ivory with pink undertones. And you can fill your palette with brights and add these earthy tones for a bit of balance and blending. So they did that, but then later on in the week, they released these pictures to show that they have actually finished launching or revealing their new collections. So they've called it the Landfall collection. So on one side we have this kind of a bluey mix, which we kind of had an idea was happening, and then on one side it's this more purpley pinky mix. I am very interested. I like Lethal Cosmetics a lot. I think their formula is really, really good. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out and potentially getting something along these lines. Midas Cosmetics have collaborated with Your Glam by Julie, who I'm assuming is an Instagrammer, to reveal a Temptations palette. And weirdly, when I saw this, I thought of the, oh god, what are their names? Pinky Rose Cosmetics Bright Lights palette. There's It's not that it's a direct dupe, it isn't at all, but it just gave me a similar vibe, but it's more muted. It's launched on the 23rd of August, so it's available now for $23. I think that looks really nice. Again, it's very muted. It's good for people who are a bit nervous of using a lot of colours. You know, you could get something that's a bit more toned down, which I'm very aware that my look today is, like, my eyeshadow look looks quite toned down, but it's a pastel palette, so it's always going to be a bit more toned down. Oh, Touch of Glam Beauty. I love Touch of Glam Beauty. She is an independent makeup brand owner. She's over in California. So she started off the week by kind of going, hey, you know, here's another little look at my multi-shifting glitters. They're going to be coming soon. And I mean, they look beautiful. And I was kind of messaging her and kind of going, oh my god, that looks great. And she was like, oh, there's more stuff to come soon. You wait and see. I think you'll be really interested. And I was like, oh, okay. And she kind of couldn't keep it to herself, which, I mean, who could blame her? Because she revealed this, and it's her holiday collection. It's Spellbound Part 2. And when I say holiday, I mean Halloween holiday, because she understands the sequence of events. So she's currently, I think, on holiday. So this was available for pre-order, but she will be making this available for Halloween, and they just, I mean, they look so beautiful. They are mega dimensional megachromes. Don't even know what that means, but I know I want it. So I think that just looks stunning. Yeah, this is on my list of something to get. Moonrise Creek. Everyone is coming out with lipsticks. You know, it's the age of lipstick and foundation. So Moonrise Creek are releasing a line of vegan lipsticks, and they have given a look at the matte shades. I think they look really pretty. I'm interested in the darker tones, because I think darker tones look pretty okay on me. I could never get away with that pink on the top. There's no information as to when they're going to be released, how much they are they liquid, are they bullet lipsticks, what's the story? But yeah, they are quite nice. Anastasia Beverly Hills has had a big week. They announced the Norvina collection. So they said that they have a $35 set, which includes 4 liquid lipsticks, but they will be available individually. And they're in the shades Spicy, Neon Coral, Pastel Coral, Red Coral. Now, when I was looking at these and they show the swatches, they all look really similar. So I don't understand why they're even selling them as a set. I get that they're selling them individually, and I initially missed that fact, and I was like, why would you buy it as a set? They're all the same. But in addition to that, they're also releasing a massive eyeshadow palette. So it seems to be they're deviating from the standard, like, little rectangular palettes that are usually offered by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's going to be a huge square palette. The first 3 rows make a lot of sense to me, and the bottom 2 rows I'm just kind of like, it doesn't quite marry with me. It seems to be almost like from a different palette. It seems a bit disjointed. So it says that it's going to have matte and shimmery finishes, and it's going to be $60, which actually, that's not bad. That's not a huge amount more expensive than their 12 pan eyeshadow palettes. I don't know. I want to see. I really like the top part, and then the second part I'm like, I think it's just because it doesn't mesh with the colour story that I'm a bit confused. But I know I could use it, so... But then I'm like, am I talking myself into it? I don't know. Anyways, this will be available on the 26th of August, so not that far away. Notoriously Morbid, they're another little indie brand. They are releasing a new multi-chrome, which is called Yesferatu, which is a bit of a nod to Nosferatu, you know, the vampire. So that released yesterday, Friday. I can't tell how it's a multi-chrome because in the picture it just looks like a brown, but it could be really hard to photograph, so it's not for me. But they're also releasing some um, lipsticks, and they're in lots of different shades. None of them I would personally wear, but they're there. You know, if you're into a very statement lip, this might be the thing for you. Fenty Beauty have really been on it this week. They kind of hinted that they were going to do a brow product for a while, and they've kind of finally gone, yeah, this is it. So they have the brow pencil on one side, and what's interesting is they've out and out said, you know, we want to make sure that our brow products will suit redheads, because redheads notoriously find it difficult to find a brow pencil that suits their hair color. It looks manic otherwise. But they say that one of the things that works, apparently, this is now what Fenty Beauty are saying, is they have this little built-in paddle brush in the brow pencil, and that's meant to help kind of, I don't know, fan it out, give you a better look. They said it's an ultra-fine retractable brow pencil made for hair-like precision, born in a ground-breaking range of 14 longwear waterproof smudge resistant shades, plus a built-in paddle brush for effortless blending and styling in 14 different shades for $20. That's pretty good, because MAC, I think, is a smidge more expensive, and I didn't find anything particularly amazing about their brow pencil. That is already available. It released on August 23rd. I'm okay for brow pencils. I don't really tend to do a huge amount with my brows, but for all my red-headed friends, there may be something there for you. So in addition to that, they also said, hey, we're also coming out with a magnetized makeup stick. So it seems to be, like, I'm assuming from what I can see that it is like a shimmery bronze type thing, some shimmery blushes and some highlighters, because they're for $25. They say that it is a long wear light as air shimmer formula to highlight, blush and enhance for $25, and they come in different shades including cognac, which is a gilded chestnut, beach bum, a radiant peach, pink lemonade, which is a glimmering pink, champagne heist, which is a glittering champagne, and Bordeaux Brat, which is a radiant berry. They look really pretty, but I'm okay for blushes, highlighters, etc. They're already available, so they launched at the same time, August 23rd. Huda Beauty had a big week. One of the first things they announced was their dual-ended eyeliner. So on one side it's a liquid eyeliner, and then on the other side it's like a pencil, which I think is really, really smart. It's $25. Which is a lot for an eyeliner, but I suppose in a way you're almost getting two liners in one. That's apparently going to be available September 12th on Huda Beauty's online. But in addition to that, they've also released an OMG makeup remover balm, which they say is meant to help remove your makeup. And they've also come out with a new lash style called Hoodie. I won't personally be getting any of these. I don't need any of these, but you know, they look interesting. Moon Cosmetics are releasing their very first lipstick line, apparently. They seem to be very cool toned, which that berry pinky cool toned one, the second from the top, that's interesting to me. I like that. I kind of don't know what to say about this next one. Line Crime have had an interesting time. They came out with that kind of rainbow palette, which weirdly had two yellows in it, and I wasn't really sure of what was going on. But they seem to be kind of having their finger on the pulse, which I'm like, well done, guys, because it seemed like they were asleep for a while. But they have released this palette. Well, they haven't released it yet, but they've given us a sneak peek. It's going to be available September 9th. It is their Venus Immortalis, and it is a very cool toned silvery grey blue palette, which is interesting because a lot of people have been asking Colourpop to do a new monochromatic palette in grey. But it seems that Line Crime have kind of gotten there before them. It has 8 shades which have matte and shimmery finishes, one which is sheer and has a sparkle for $38, and apparently the packaging glows in the dark. I don't know why you would need that, but I mean, if you're looking to put on makeup in the middle of the night, you'll be able to find it. It'll be there on your makeup stand waiting for you. I mean, I personally won't get it. I'm okay, I don't need it, but I think it's smart of them to kind of see about broadening what they're doing at the moment. MAC Cosmetics have collaborated with Pony's Makeup, which I think is like a South Korean celebrity makeup artist. So apparently the collection includes crystals and tarot card illustrations. I mean, I don't know. So the eyeshadow palette apparently has 8 shades for $35, a lip plumping lip gloss for $20, 2 highlighters for $37 each, a Prep and Prime Fix and Face Mist formulated with Pearl Shimmer for $30. Excuse me. 2 makeup brushes, lashes, and a new product, which is a matte lip mousse for $20. I don't know what the story is with the eyeshadow. I kind of couldn't get any further information on that. Literally, the picture that I have, that's all I have. So I can't really say how interested or not I am in that, but it will apparently be available September 21st online and should be available in stores globally in October. IBY Beauty, who knows, have released a new palette, and they say that their formulation has vitamin E oil in the eyeshadows to make them super creamy while also being good for your skin. And apparently this is called the City Limits palette. There's nothing about this that makes me think City Limits, because it's very I don't know what to say about this. It's not very interesting to me. I would have thought, City Limits would be a bit more grungy, a bit more, like dark tones, but this is very light and bright. I guess it's the mismatch between the name and then the shadows that are actually there. I'm a little bit confused by. Unless they mean like City Limits where you're coming into the country, but then I also kind of can't see that there either, so I'm a bit confused. Colourpop never sleep, and they basically went, hey, we've launched a new palette. So the new palette that they have is called Baby Got Peach Palette. So it is a peach toned palette. £9 as per usual, $12. I'm not getting that because it reminds me too much of the Sweet Talk palette, which I have, and the orange palette, which I didn't bother getting. So I mean, I know that definitely people will end up getting that, but they've also released a few other things. So they have the Peach Please lip tint duo for $12, a You Want a Peach of Me Super Shock set, $15. And I'm not sure if it's at their eyeshadows or if they're highlighters, because I think you could use them as either or based upon the shades that I'm seeing. I think you could use them. By the way, the Colourpop Super Shock highlighters are amazing. They're really, really good. They also have the Bellini BB lip bundle for $12. So I don't really know what that is. It seems to be like a gloss and then like a little thing in a tub. Who knows? Fresh and Peachy blush, Coral Peach blush, $8. Frisky Business blush, which is a light peach pink. Perk Up blush, which is a neutral nude, for $8 as well. And finally they have their Grande BFF liquid liner, which is a brown liner, for $8. And none of those are interesting to me. I don't know when they're released. They're probably already released now. Like, they're probably there. You can probably get them now. You know how they are. Yeah, it's not for me. And then their sister company, Fourth Ray Beauty, have launched a new mist, which is their Glisten Up Vitamin C Mist. And they claim it has vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, camu camu, which is apparently a rich source of vitamin C, and white tea, which supports healthy, hydrated skin, and it's available for $12. I'm not sure about that because I don't know how much vitamin C would actually be in that for that amount of money. Is it a high grade vitamin C? Like, what's the story? And also the bottle that it's in, I'm like, would that, because you're not meant, I've said this before, but you're not meant to have vitamin C exposed to light because it degrades. So that packaging, it doesn't really make sense to me. Pat McGrath has released a new eyeshadow palette, which is their Mothership 6 Midnight Sun. This is pricey. Pat McGrath is always pricey. It's $125, and for me, there's nothing in there that is interesting enough for me to warrant paying that amount of money for it. so I'm passing on that one. Natasha Denona is also releasing some new nude lipstick ranges. So they have like these nude neutrals, and they also have pinks, etc. So they have 18 nude shades, and they're going to be launching on the 26th of August. They say they're super comfortable wear and an ultra soft feel. None of the shades are interesting to me, so I'll be passing on that. Winky Lux have released or launched a new product. It's called the In the Stars Lip Oil. So they say that it gives dry lips a dose of antioxidant-rich glossy goodness, and it's available for $18. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I want to see what other people think of it. You know, what are the general reviews? Tarte Cosmetics. What are you doing, Tarte? They've launched their fall collection, which is called Fall Feels. So they have their Fall Feels Eye and Cheek palette for $25. Nothing interesting there for me. The swatches aren't anything that I haven't already seen from other palettes before. They have their Hug and Kisses Tarteist Remix Lip Gloss Trio for $25. I mean, the swatches look okay. Then a limited edition chrome paint shadow pot for $22. I don't know what shade that comes in. And limited edition Lights Camera Lashes 4-in-1 mascara, $23. Well, they already had that mascara, so they must just put it in different packaging, which I'm like, right. Okay, so Too Faced are insane. Too Faced are releasing so much stuff, and they're just, I think they get like overly excited when it starts to, I can't even say that it's coming close to Christmas because it isn't, it's August. But in their minds, it's close to Christmas, and they're like, here's all our Christmas stuff, look at it. So, like, I'm tired looking at it because I'm like, how, what have you been doing? So, they have this, it's like a, oh God, what do I even say? It's like this little house type thing. There's no name as to what the palette actually is, but on the top where the roof is, there it's like this face palette, and then on the bottom it's all eyeshadows. But in addition to that, that's not just one thing that they're releasing. Like, if that was one, I could be like, okay, fair enough. But they also have this hot buttered rum eyeshadow palette, which is, reminds me a little bit of the ColourPop, was it the California Dreams or something, which was like a warm neutral. And they also have something to do with more gingerbread. I think it's like a bronzer or something, and that's apparently available in September. And I'm sure you're like, oh well, Teresa, that's not that much. No, there is more. In addition to them doing that, they are also releasing this. It's like this little snowman woman thing, and there's 1,000 things in it. At the very bottom layer, there is an eyeshadow palette. In the middle layer, there seems to be like a blush palette, and then on the top, which is like the head, it's going to be a bronzer slash highlighter, which is insane. Like, that's a lot. So that's apparently going to be available in September as well. And no, I'm not finished. There's still more not ColourPop, still more Too Faced. They're still going. They have a pumpkin spice eyeshadow palette and brush and mascara exclusive set. Now, the mascara is just the same as usual, but just with different packaging. This is the eyeshadow palette. It's basic, it's bronze. It reminds me a little bit of the September Rose Brew palette. They also have their gingerbread tan bronzer full size peach lip kiss lipstick in gingerbread man, gingerbread scented, and you can get a full size gingerbread man makeup bag. What is going on? Choose one thing, Too Faced. There's too much. There's so much. Why is there so much from one brand? Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting any of this. This is too much for me. And all of the colours are very basic. They're very neutral. The thing is, Too Faced have a tendency to come out with the same colours in their holiday collections over and over again, but with different packaging. So, not for me. I realised I have been calling this brand Rebel Rogue Labs, and it's not, because I'm really bad at reading. It's Rebel Rouge Labs. The U and the G were in different places, Teresa. So it's Rebel Rouge, and they have started to reveal some shades for their new Losing My Religion palette, which is a homage to 90s grunge. Oh, just the shades I have seen. I am very excited about this. I love these shades. I'm so excited. Apparently there's a pre-order open now, so I need to look into that a bit more, but I'm very excited. Those are my sort of colours. I just think they're lovely. Bare Minerals have come out with some new skincare. So they have their Poreless Clay Cleanser for $22. They say that it helps refine skin and reduce the appearance of pores by keeping pores clear. It's sulfate-free formula and reduces excess oil for a fresh, balanced and healthy glow for $22. They also have a poreless oil-free face moisturizer, which is apparently meant to help you stay hydrated, as a moisturizer does. It says it has chia seed extract, which reduces excess oil for a fresh, balanced and healthy glow, making this our best moisturizer for oily skin. I mean, I don't know, I can't say that's literally what they're saying in their press release, and that's $35. And they also have their Poreless Exfoliating Liquid Essence, which says it has nutrient-packed prebiotics to help minimize the appearance of pores without drying out or dehydrating the skin for $24. Sounds interesting, and generally Bare Minerals are good quality, so I don't know. I'm intrigued. And our very last thing is that a brand called You Can Be Makeup, as in the letter U and then Can Be Makeup, have released a Living Coral palette for $13.99, which is apparently available on Amazon. It has 8 matte shadows, 7 pressed pearl shades, 1 reflective shade, 1 gel glitter, and 1 concealer base shade. I don't like it when eyeshadows put a concealer in with that. Like the Huda New Nude did that, and I don't like that. It kind of creeps me out because the shadow gets in on it and then it gets messy and it's gross. I'm not interested in this. The colour story isn't anything interesting to me, so I'll be passing on that. But I think we've definitely had some really, really interesting new makeup releases this week. Feel free to let me know what you guys think, what you think you might pick up, what you think is just ridiculous. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.